All right, it says we're live, and I believe we're live. Happy Saturday evening to you. Bad product placement. There we go. That's a little bit better. We'll let some folks get in, hang out on a little Raiderland Rewind tonight on a Saturday evening following Texas Tech's 20-13 loss at Morgantown. You guys know what to do, the early arrivals. You let us know the audio is good. You let us know the video is good. Give us thumbs up, hearts, whatever you need to do. And then after that, you know what to do. You can share it with your friends, invite them in for the conversation. So we'll let a few more folks get in. The early arrivals as well. Now, most of you know this, but some of you may be new to the proceedings around here. Well, what do? If you are on YouTube, if you are on Twitter or X Live, use the United Supermarkets text line to text into the show. 806-772-0197 will get you taken care of on that. Chris is in. Alan is in. The dogs are getting retaped, and the dogs, oh no, getting retaped, taking the dogs to get retaped. There's retaping going on. Matt Wells never lost to West Virginia. This was Neil Brown's Super Bowl. Fact or fiction? Fact. Absolute fact. He was keeping receipts this year. He knew where they were picked. He knew Texas Tech was one of the top 3 picks to win the Big 12, according to some. All right, let's get this thing rolling. We ready to do this? A lot to talk about. I said your comments and questions, and there's a lot of questions. Yep. There's a lot of questions. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, Raiderland.com. You start your day there every day. Question of the day waiting for you. Raiderland hot links, cool stuff from around the net, things we like. We think you're going to like it. You hang out with us there. We'll be with you. 5 things we know on a Sunday. Ironically enough, tomorrow, this is Raiderland Rewind presented by Thacker Jewelry. Your love story may start at Thacker right here in West Texas. Legends since 1978. All right, we're in the Arctic Air studios. You needed the Arctic Air today, not in Morgantown, West Virginia. We set a record. I think we hit 99 here in the Hubaplex today. So, yeah, you need the Arctic Air. If your air was not Arctic, call the Bear. Callthebear.com. Here in a few weeks, if your air is too Arctic, you need to call the Bear, and they'll get the heat going. Man, this is bothering me here. We're like way crooked, all right? Like the tripod, we're way crooked. I'm not liking what we're doing here. Hold on a second. Stay with me. Stay with me there. Yeah. Good help is so hard to find. Lots of questions about QB1 and receivers catching the ball. Well, as we sit here in the Arctic Air studios today, brought to you by Thacker Jewelry on the United Supermarkets text line, your QB1 is now Baron Morton. Baron Morton. Yep, 1-6 road record. You heard that on the postgame show, too. 100 degrees somewhere. Casey's watching. Can't hear in the bar, but Kitley sucks. Ouch. Ouch. Wow. Off the text line, this is the Tech brand. You live by the slogan, you die by the slogan. You throw the slogans out there, you got to live with the slogans. You say you keep receipts, Dion, you got to live with it when Dan Lanning tries to hang 50 burger on you. Hold on. We're struggling here today. We're on the struggle bus, just like the Tech offense. Now, maybe that tripod will hold together just a little bit more there. Tech back to ruining our Saturdays. Yeah. Yeah, you live by the slogan, you'll die by the slogan. All of that. A real hero in the chat. So, we get you on the United Supermarkets text line. Your thoughts on the game, 806-772-0197. As abject a performance offensively as we could have expected or would have thought to see out of this team in year 2, there's just no reason why that should happen. At halftime, I believe I said, I would love to tell you, people are saying you need a better offensive game plan. You need a better. If you can tell me what the plan was, I'd love to know. If you can tell me what the offensive game plan was, I'd love to know. You didn't run any plays. You had like 12 plays. The defense played good today, good enough to win. Hard to fault the defense. But again, they're going on 13, 14, 15, 16 play drives. Can't have that. You got to get them off the field. So the defense doesn't exactly skate free today either. Alan says Spike Dykes 2.0. I saw that on the Twitter machine. No question about it this week. I don't see how Tech can get to 6 wins. What we saw today, no, this team probably won't win 6 games unless something dramatically changes. I ain't seen that analytics ever get a first down when it mattered. You can brag about going 4 of 8 on 4th down. You have to go for it 8 times on 4th down when you're 2 of 18 on 3rd down. It just, to me, it's a little bit mind-boggling, you know, what we're seeing with this offense right now. The offensive line is a disaster. There's no two ways about it. Yeah, 1-6 on the road. You are what your record says you are, they say on the text line. Yes. Bill Parcells, wisdom. You're 1-3. You're 25% into the season. You have 1 win, and it's against Tarleton. Every possession should end with a kick. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Where do we go from here? Houston next week, Jones Stadium, 2:30. Hold on. Man, we are just all sorts of problems on the tripod today. I don't know what we got going on here. Something is not right. You know? Something is not right on the tripod. Hi there, Amy. Didn't mean to get all close on you there, but we've got tripod issues too. See, it's even bleeding over now to the rewind. Execution of details on offense killed Tech today. Off the United Supermarkets text line, can Kitley save his job at the end of the season? Yeah, I mean, he'll have to the end of the season to save his job. And I have no problem saying that probably from here on out, I think he's probably coaching for his job. Joey McGuire was down there at Baylor, where I think they fired an offensive coordinator after 1 year, and it led to a big improvement. And I don't. Again, you asked me what the play call. You asked me what the philosophy is, and I'm not sure what it is. It certainly wasn't established Taj Brooks today. Late in the game, empty backfield, 3rd and 2. You've got a timeout in your pocket. You're going to the end. I don't know what it is. I thought I was beginning to understand, and you guys can join us on the United Supermarkets text line, 806-772-0197. I thought I was beginning to understand that it is we take what they give us offense, which is nice. I mean, it sounds good. If they're going to go light box, we run. If they're going to go heavy box, we throw. But I fear what that is turning into is that there is no offensive identity. That when it comes time to establish and dictate terms and dictate to the opposition, this is who we are, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, that doesn't exist for this team right now. It certainly didn't exist early on, and we see again, how the hell did Taj Brooks end up over 100 yards rushing? Congratulations. Taj Brooks today, 149 yards, 25 carries. He averaged 6 yards, and you wouldn't give him the ball in the first half. And then late in the game, you had some opportunities there in the final drive. I don't get it. I hate it for Shuck. We'll back up a little bit. I think he's done for the year. I think his college career is over, and just a horrible shame. Everybody's screaming for Baron Morton. Baron Morton looked atrocious today. He was throwing it all over the place. He did not look sharp. He did not look set up. All of the things that everybody's told me that they love about Baron Morton, none of that was on display today. None of that was in that quarterback. People have told me that Tech rallies around Baron Morton instead of Shuck. You got to put Morton out there. He's the gunslinger. He couldn't hit wide open receivers when he had opportunities today. 13 of 37, 158, 79 quarterback rating. So that guy wasn't there. Already mentioned the offensive line. The offensive line is fraudulent. Let's just say it. It's just fraudulent right now. Multiple pass protection breakdowns, inability to finish blocks. They're fraudulent. Barbara, good use of the word horrendous. Nobody was there. Where was there? Establish Brooks, then who knows? It's that bad. Yeah. Brooks seems to be a hell of a running back. Use him. Establish it. Go from there. Make your quarterbacks better. Play action is a beautiful thing. Receivers, there's not a game-changing receiver in the bunch. It sounds like Tharp and Cup are both hurt now at tight end. I don't know. Texters are on the United Supermarkets text line. If you're watching on Twitter X and you're watching on YouTube channel live, and I hope you guys are subscribed to it because we'll come at you YouTube only tomorrow night, Sunday night, around 7 or so. Zach Kitley, atrocious, totally incompetent. He doesn't trust Morton, who I thought did well considering the OC had been sabotaging him. I'll stop right there. How did he not trust Morton? No, you don't get that's not a Morton stunk it up. Not sabotage him. Would have been a rift if Shuck didn't go down between Kitley and Morton. I'll take Morton 100 times out of 100 times. Your boy Morton didn't perform today, Texter. I know you want him to. I know there are many who want him to, and nobody wanted Shuck to get hurt to see it. I know many people want. You didn't see that today. You didn't get that performance. Won the one-score games last year, losing them this year. There is a scientific, analytical formula that factors in luck in one-score games, particularly turnovers and whatnot in the NFL, and that teams that almost always benefit one year. Where's my hand going? I don't know what to do with my hands. That are up here one year, go back the next year. The regression is real. Penalties were horrible today. And let's talk about penalties. Thank you, Chris, even though you can't hear. Even though you can't hear what we're saying. Nobody performed. Everybody is faulty. Nobody tackling. Everybody grabbing. Grab. You don't get to whine about penalties when your offense is averaging a yard per play. That in the first half, when you're averaging a yard per play, and it got better as the second half went on, but you don't get to talk about penalties and complain about getting hosed or anything else. Now, you can say we had too many penalties. You can say we were ill-disciplined, that we got a face mask that extended a drive. We got DPIs that extended drives, that we had 4 penalties on third down. You can say that, but you do not get to complain about officiating. You know why some teams get called for more penalties? They commit more penalties. Well, make up your mind, Chris. You can hear, you can't hear. You're at a bar, you're not at a bar. Do you even know where you are right now? Let's be honest. Do you know where you are, Chris? I don't know that you do. The defense played decently. You give up 20 points, you should win a football game. If you have any sort of offense in college football, you give up 20 points, you should win a football game. United Supermarkets text line, was Joey good at Baylor because he was coaching under Matt Rule's shadow, or did Matt Rule's success happen because of Briles' recruits? No, there weren't any recruits really left. That had to be completely rebuilt, and that was rebuilt in large part by Joey McGuire, Blanchard, and that. Penalties, undisciplined, poor coaching, I agree. You can get on the United Supermarkets text line. I was at United Supermarkets earlier today. Okay, now, is this on me? Tell me if this is on me. Okay? Can we take a time out here? No, I'm not saying you're complaining. I'm saying anybody from coaches on down, anyone associated with Texas Tech, complaining about the officiating today. You don't get to do that. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to do that. So is this on me? I go to the store and I get the text grocery list. Diet Sprite, Sprite Zero, popcorn chicken, and cocktail sauce. Okay, that's exactly what is it. That's exactly what I get. Get home, tell my wife I'm excited to see kind of where we're going with this. You know, I got the cocktail sauce, the popcorn cheese. You're supposed to get popcorn shrimp. I said popcorn chicken. I got the chicken. I went off the script. I ran the play. Now, I, for one, am not opposed to air fryer popcorn chicken with the cocktail sauce. Anyways, I had a good time at United this morning. Thank them for that. Hi, Justin. Hi, Shane. Hi, Patrick. Glad you guys are watching. You can get it on the United Supermarkets text line, 806-772-0197. I'm never going to do that. Been married far too long. Too smart. Not going to do it. Because I assumed that it was right. And I just thought, okay, we're putting together something kind of cool here. Cocktail sauce does go with anything, and I can make my own. Whether I have spicy ketchup or not, I can really make my own cocktail sauce, and it's pretty darn good. So anyways, I'm going to have some popcorn chicken tonight, and I'm going to have cocktail sauce, and it's going to be good. So you're 1-3. The offense does not have an identity. It is the grab bag. What are they doing? We'll try to do something other than that. You have an offensive line that's non-functioning right now, and you have a receiving core that cannot get open. Other than that, what am I missing here with this team? If you're Texas groceries, this doesn't have United tortilla chips. I already had some. See, we were already taking care of that. I always try to have some. So are we about there on the offense? Does that about settle it there on the offense? Yeah, they played against a bad team. West Virginia's bad. West Virginia's bad. Thought I was watching Cliff and Jet Duffy at K-State. Whew. Meanwhile, Tim DeRuyter should probably be able to sue for lack of support because, again, this is, in my opinion, now I'm not going to bail them out completely, but in my opinion, they've given Texas Tech a chance to win in all 3 losses. I mean, all the offense had to do at Wyoming was just have any signs of life after the first quarter. Against Oregon, eliminate a couple of turnovers. The defense held down a very, very talented Oregon team to under 30 points in real football. That's really good. And again, today, they gave you 2 turnovers. You couldn't do anything with it, really. You'd like to get off the field. That's the only thing I'll say. That while they were chewing up clock, while they were doing that, you couldn't make some of the plays to get off the field. And God bless Neil Brown. Every now and then you watch Neil Brown coach and you go, you know what? Maybe it wasn't Tommy Tuberville. The play calling at the end for West Virginia. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Play action pass, deep, 1st and 10 from your 25. We got 4:45 to go. Let's go incomplete, stop the clock. 2nd and 10. They throw it again to Carter. 3rd and 4. We're going to go incomplete, stop the clock again, and you're going to punt. Tech fans may have been having some. I mean, he tried to give you the game. Neil Brown tried to Neil Brown it to you, and you refused delivery. Off the United Supermarkets text line. How soon will we see a Cody Campbell rebuttal? I don't know that you will. You know, they need a Dion locker room speech. Make it personal. Well, hold on, Bobby. Was it not personal today there at Autzen Stadium in Eugene? Dan Lanning made it personal. Good Lord. Good. Did you guys hear his halftime interview? We're not done. They're a good football team, by the way. You guys can get in on that text line 806, just like the radio show, 806-772-0197. Need to spend money on hires. Next, we spend money on hires. Let's dump it all on O-line coach, O-line recruiter. Shiny OCs are becoming a dime a dozen. Yeah, all starts up front. Hi there, Jason. Glad you're watching. This is Raiderland Rewind, recapping Texas Tech's 20-13 loss at West Virginia. 1-3 now on the year, 0-1 in Big 12 play. 25% into the season, and yeah, you start to reassess things and you have questions. Can this team get to a bowl game? We'll see what Houston does tonight against Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State hasn't scored a touchdown this year in 2 games. Their defense has been good. The total is 37.5, 38 on that one. That could be just an atrocious game to watch. Is it underway yet? Are we playing football yet on that one? This is where we, as we go through now, we continue to get your thoughts. We can start looking around at some of the scores and some of the other games, college football around the country today. My scoreboard is going slow. What are we doing here? And what are we missing today? Did Kansas end up holding off BYU? I was not paying attention to that game hardly at all, just keeping up with some of the scores. Solid uniform game going on in that one. We're in the 2nd quarter. It's 10-7 Houston over Sam Houston. Neil Brown has now moved down the list completely. Dana Holgerson could be on Nelson Fertitti or whatever his name is, Firewatch today if they lose this game. 17 points. It's an offensive eruption right now. Are you kidding me? TCU 34-17. And then it was 38-27 BYU falling to Kansas. So we got that one. Got that one in the books. Oklahoma State losing again to Iowa State. Look at all the points they scored there. Very exciting. 34-27 Iowa State. I couldn't get a good line there out of Ames. I kept trying to get a good line on that game, but I couldn't get anyone to return my calls there. Thought Tech couldn't get to Big 12 champ game, but they're one of the worst teams in a weak Big 12. Yeah, it's not a great Big 12 either. You know, it's not a great Big 12 by any stretch of the imagination. Texters on the United Supermarket text line also on this. Am I surprised at how poorly Morton played? Yeah, a little bit. Will they fire Kitley with his dad being the GOAT? Yeah, absolutely. They'll fire him. The school fired Cliff Kingsbury. Joey McGuire will hire or fire anybody. It won't matter. And Wes Kitley gets it. These are grown-up boys. They understand. And Zach Kitley gets it. He's grown up around coaching. He understands how all this stuff works. You look good, people talk good about you. You look bad, you look the way this offense has looked. And now it's a this year. Now it's not a this game. And now you don't get to say it's Shuck. Because you got nearly a full game, more or less, out of Baron Morton today against one of the worst teams in the Big 12, and he didn't look good. Can't win on the road. Told my son before the game that we would lose. It's either put up or shut up. Will not buy the hype ever again. Derek, did you bet money on this game? Did you bet money against Texas Tech? Because if you did, much respect, because I didn't. I thought they were going to win 30-19. Yeah, well, he didn't do I've got bad throw here, underthrow, one hopping, overthrow, York, end zone. I mean, I know we all have a love affair with Baron Morton because he's the backup quarterback. Not good. Play calling question mark. Go away kit. Interesting. Not quite sure what that means. Is that code? Is that code? What are we supposed to do there? Hopefully you guys are having, other than the game, a great weekend, right? We're all having a great weekend. It was 99 degrees. You know. Off the text line. 90 and 91 sucked, but I can't remember feeling this poorly and caring this little about Tech football since those two seasons. Low IQ, low effort, lack of basic fundamental football nature of this team gives me reason to find other things to spend my time on during coming Saturdays this fall. And it's a good thing they've sold out a lot of tickets up to this point, you know. Will our sellout games be sold out now? We'll see what the crowd looks like come Houston 2:30 next week, won't we? You know, great day at the farmer's market. You know, I went to that thing and they didn't have a single damn farmer for sale. Totally misleading, bogus, false advertising. Not one damn farmer was for sale there. Derek does not gamble. Have you seen this movie I have seen this movie for over 40 years. It always ends the same. The battered Tech fan, ladies and gentlemen. The longtime battered Tech fan. I'll never watch this again. I'll never buy into it again. How did I get to this point? And yet here we are once again. Alan, coached my son's team to a 20-19 win. Got a warning for running pick plays. Good job. Mr. Official, those aren't pick plays. Those are mesh routes. Do we not understand mesh routes? We attack all three levels of the defense. That's a mesh route. Allow me to show you. Now, if it was not run to your liking, Mr. Official, that's because the defensive back was knocking my receivers off the route. That's interference on them. My routes are clean. See, a farmer's market, now farmers only. Yeah, here you go. .com. Scott is watching. Becky is watching. What they don't know, we're watching you. We'll go as long as the conversation is intriguing, entertaining, and otherwise worthwhile. When Tech's playing, I'm like hyper focused on Tech. I don't have any other games on for the most part. I really don't know. Anybody watch Alabama today as they staggered around Ole Miss. How was Lane Kiffin? What was the Lane Kiffin level of annoyance today on that one? What time is that? Kansas State. That's 7 o'clock. Okay, so that's getting underway right now. I want to watch Houston and Sam Houston just to see how bad this thing is. Donovan Smith, 116 yards passing so far today. How bad was that? We weren't lonely at the farmers market. When's basketball start? Oh wait, never mind. Basketball. Can't wait to see what Krista Gerlich's squad looks like. McCaslin's first offering. We're about 2 weeks away, I guess, from practice starting. The legend and his own self, media legend Vinny Vanzetta is with us. Simultaneous sip to Vinny. How close was the potential fumble in the fourth by special teams listed on the radio? I mean, it was close. The minute the official announced that, the play was over due to him saying that, forward progress was stopped, we blew the whistle. I'm like, okay, so why are we reviewing this? What are you going to do? None of the replays could you see where the ball was. So it was going to be inconclusive one way or the other. I didn't think that they were going to be able to review that. And you catch a break on the overturn on the review with the Brown catch there on the deep down the left side that got you down. Where'd that get you to? The 23 plus 26 on that. So you got a good break on that, because I thought that one, I didn't think they were going to overturn it. I wasn't so sure that it wasn't a catch, but with them saying incomplete on the first go around, I thought there's no way they're going to overturn that. And they went ahead and overturned it. So I still hate replay. Replay sucks. Replay's horrible. Night games, what we got? We're in the second quarter. Arkansas leading LSU 6-0. Definitely full-on SEC game then. Andy, not happy with football, but still believe in building the program. You got no choice. You're in for a penny. You're in for a pound. It's cute. Washington State and Oregon State playing a game. They're both ranked 21-7 Washington State. Texas and Baylor scoreless. Lost on Clemson today. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Picked the Mountaineers to win today after last week's offensive performance, yet Red Raiders showed late life now I got to hit C more. Was an entertaining game. I'm glad you were entertained. McGuire and Traylor on the cover of Campbell's Texas Football combined 2-6. Ouch. Yeah, Oregon, this was a statement game. I told some people that they will do everything they can. They're pushing Bo Nix for Heisman. They were going to run it up, and Dan Lanning had it out for Prime and for Colorado. Summer comments, he never backed away, and you could tell it was personal. Off the United Supermarkets text line, UCF game might have 10,000 fans. It'll depend on the weather, probably, on that one. Another one, speaking of officials, I had the pleasure of attending a high school game last night that was officiated by Joe Biden, John Fetterman, and Dianne Feinstein. True story. I found out after my son's game last night that one of the officials was one of my old junior high coaches. This is a legitimate question. Does everything still run through Lubbock? If you're going to Big Spring or Amarillo? Hey, Coach, glad you're watching. Yeah, one of my junior high coaches was officiating my son's game last night, which I hope that made him feel appropriately old. According to Mr. Williams, McGuire is putting some blame on officiating. He doesn't get that luxury with me, Becky. You know, when you're getting a yard per play, you don't get to come back and say the official's job yet. I don't care if it's 20-13. I don't care if it's 9 penalties to 3. I saw the penalties. You made the penalties. Sorry, you don't get to do that. You don't have that luxury. When you stink it up, you don't get to whine about the calls. And hopefully that's not the case. Perhaps it's being misconstrued. But no, you don't get that. We will be supporting Lady Raiders soccer Thursday night. Good for you. Wear a scarf. Forced to watch 6-year-old flag football today. Brutal. Boy, this is really bad. I shouldn't say this. Should I say this? I shouldn't say this. Should I say what I'm going to say about flag football? Man, I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to say it. My wife might be watching. She'd get mad, probably. She probably wouldn't care. I'm not going to say it. Sometimes you just got to say, no, I'm not going to say it. Should be good enough to overcome penalties. You should not get penalties. You should not get face mask to extend drives. You should not get bad DPIs and run over the receiver. You shouldn't get penalties like that. Those aren't penalties of aggression. It's low IQ football. Watched a 6-man game last night with 46 total points scored and less penalties than today. Good. Those officials were smart. They knew they needed to get out of there. It's stuff to do, somewhere to go. Was that the Petersburg game? Can't remember which one. I thought I saw you on social media, James, mentioning that. A few more minutes tonight. Your thoughts, Texas Tech, an abysmal offensive performance, 1-3 now, 25% of the year, and many questions, rightfully so, being asked about Texas Tech football right now. Okay, yeah. Really good game. We were not disciplined. No, this team doesn't look disciplined. Sorry. And again, they're not. Penalties of aggression, when people say penalties of aggression, that's nice kind of coach speak, and that's what you say to try to cover up being undisciplined. Oh, they're not undisciplined. They're aggressive. Oh, okay. Actually, you're undisciplined when you do that. Now, I'm not saying Texas Tech's undisciplined. I'm just saying they got 9 penalties. But I'm sure it was the officials' fault. Hey, Paul. It said popcorn chicken, Sprite Zero, cocktail sauce. I assumed it was going to be something kind of cool, and it still will be. Where is the brand? Hey, there's either discipline or no discipline. I agree. Texter says McGuire's teams at Cedar Hill were disciplined. Well, all right. Let's have another hard conversation right now. You're 1-3. You know what? I know a coach who did this to his team recently. Message was received. They came back, played pretty well, won a game. I don't know if they can or not. He took away their drip. Somebody needs to take away the drip from Texas Tech. All right? Somebody needs to take away the drip from Joey McGuire and the program for the Houston game. Yeah, good question. On QB3. No more of the tire bullshit. No pump jack. No hype videos this week. None of that. You don't get any of that. You don't get any of the brand. You don't get any of the stuff. You go to work. When you get home tonight, you start getting ready for Houston, but you don't get any of the garbage. You don't get to have any of the fun stuff. I mean, if I can watch a high school coach doing it, pays dividends. I think. I mean, as I said at the beginning of the show tonight, you live by slogan, you die by slogan. Turn the faucet off. I'll take care of the drip. Best comment I saw, carrying the tire around because the wheels were flying off. Texter, we have a group of athletes. They sure don't look like a football team. Why is it called the brand? That sounds generic. That's just branding. The brand, like a brand, the brand, your brand. It's marketing. It's all about marketing. Plastics. It's all about plastics. I don't seem to have the energy that we had last year. I don't know. I'm reluctant to crawl into the whole body language. We don't have energy. We don't do this. We don't do that. Brooks earned his dinner. Everyone else, PB&J. Yeah. Yeah. You don't get any of the cool stuff this week. You don't get any of that. I mean, we got this and that on the sidelines. We got dudes carrying around tires, and we got get rid of that crap. Get rid of it. Go play football. If I've got to have 15 bajillion things to motivate you, to remind you, the whole tire thing comes from the movie Creed, which is part of the Rocky Balboa story and all that stuff. And it's about being in. That you're in. You're involved. You're in. You got your foot in the tire. You're in. If I've got to have a dude carrying a tire around to remind my players that for the next 3.5 hours, you're in, we got problems. That's the brand. Why not call it the Double T, the Matador, the West Textures? I like Texas Tech Red Raiders. And I don't mind having a little fun. I'm a fun guy. Just ask anybody. I'm a laugh riot. But at a certain point, really, at a certain point, it looks pretty stupid when you go out and you score 13 points at West Virginia. All right? So why don't we, Kirby, have a conversation with your boy Joey. So why don't we dial it down just a little bit? Let's go play some football. Cameron Diaz and A-Rod used to turn over tractor tires to work out. Got some tractor tires right outside that window right there. 1 and 3 carrying around a tire. Put that in your notes. Part of the physic as a coach's son, really. Part of the psychic. I don't know what we're doing. Part of what? Do you think the kids believed all the hype from the past summer? I assume so. I would assume that they thought they were going to be better than 1 and 3. I hope so. I assume that they thought they were improving from last year. I assume that internally that they believed that they were better. By the way, somebody was talking about all the hype of the program. The hype came from inside. It wasn't me saying this team was 2 touchdowns better than the bowl team. That was Joey McGuire. It wasn't the media giving you that. That was coming from inside. So I don't want to hear any of the fans bagging on any of the media. The media's got enough problems. The media sucks bad enough. The media is untalented and unintelligent. We got our own problems, but that ain't one of them. 30 years ago, what would Coach Happy be doing about the situation? We can't talk about that on the air. Texter on the United Supermarkets text line, you can't convince me we're winning a road game this year. I'm not going to try to convince you you're winning a road game. Not after today. That's right. Please go to the presser and ask Joey some of your questions. Every other tech media person lobs softballs. I learn at those press conferences. I learn much more with my mouth shut and my ears open. Plus, I know what Coach Speak is going to look like. Running around eating popcorn chicken, by God, with cocktail sauce. It's going to be really good. It's great. It's good stuff. Really good. All right, fire away. Final thoughts. A little bit more here on Raiderland Rewind. If you think I've been too harsh in my assessment tonight, that is fine and dandy. That's cool. Some people think I've not been harsh enough. Some people think I'm part of the problem. Some people think I am the problem. That's cool. Will tires get you in the new 48-team SEC conference in a few years? Yes. You'll actually have to carry around small vehicles, Yugos. That's what it's going to come to. Hold on, that school doesn't even lift up small cars. We can't put them in. Anything else going on our scoreboard that I'm not getting a chance to see? Mine is not updating for anything right now. Oh, yeah, barn burner there in Baton Rouge, 6-3 Arkansas over LSU. This team can't carry last year's team's water bottles. Well, that could be it. It could be the wrong size tires. You know, the tread could be wrong. Could be it. How much would a Yugo cost today with interest rates? $38. 38 American dollars. 2 euros and 13 pesos. Horns are on the board. Where's that one? 7-0, 307 in the first. And we're scoreless. Ohio State and Notre Dame. I think Ohio State is a lot better than Notre Dame. We'll see if they prove it there at South Bend, which is in the northern part of the state. West Lafayette, Indiana is in the eastern part of the state. The whole thing makes no sense on what they do it. Do or did the Rangers win today? Don't know. Have been totally 100% involved in Texas Tech football. Andy loves the Red Raiders every day. We are not good right now, but he is a Red Raider every day. You can't get away from it. You got to live with it. Sawyer Robertson running a lot for his life. Yeah, that in what limited I've seen Baylor, their offensive line may be worse than Texas Tech's right now. It's entirely possible that is the case. All right. We've enjoyed it. We have to say goodbye first to the wonderful people with us on YouTube. Yeah, easy for me to say. YouTube and on Twitter X. Again, We can't see your comments unless you use the United Supermarkets text line 806-772-0197. So file that away for future memory. Thank you for the kind words. Great show. I figured the frustration would spill out in comments. It always does. It always does. So it asked me, it says, do you want to end the stream? Yeah. Yeah. And then asked me again, end the stream question mark, not yet or end stream. No, really.